Hello, you guys. I'm back with another episode of my Road to 50 update. I just completed my 5th week of cutting, meaning I'm in a fat loss phase, and I can't wait to share with you guys what this week entailed. If you're new here, my name is Janine. I'm a certified nutrition and fitness coach. I'm also a menopause coaching specialist. And in this series, I am documenting my road to 50 years old. I turned 50 on January 28th, and I made it my mission about 6 months ago, this birthday, for me to look and feel my absolute best. I embarked on a road to 50, which initially included a 4-month build where I, on purpose, increased my calories and my weight in order to build muscle, create a strong, healthy metabolism. And now I am 5 weeks into the fat loss phase of my road to 50 and documenting everything here on YouTube. So if you are interested, make sure you take a look at the entire series. I will definitely have it linked so you can kind of see what the whole process is like. And I'm gonna take you guys all the way to my birthday. So if you're interested in seeing what this entails and what kind of transformation I can do, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. I post new episodes of this particular series every Tuesday. I also post tons of content on this channel. If you are in midlife and you are wanting to look and feel your best and thrive and make midlife the best years of your life, then you've come to the right place, because I go over everything from nutrition, fitness, beauty, fashion, everything you need for that midlife glow up. Now let's get into this week's Road to 50. All right, you guys, we're starting here. I am at my desk. This week entails some weigh-ins. So we will do my little daily weigh-in diary. And then we're gonna meet back here at my desk and we're gonna go over my progress for the week. And specifically on this video, I want to go over what you can expect in a calorie deficit, and during a fat loss phase, what's normal, what you can expect emotionally, physically, so that you can prepare yourself for this process. Because it's not all rainbows and butterflies in the fat loss phase, and I want you to know what it's really like, which is why I'm doing this series. So after my little weigh-in diaries, let's meet back at this desk and we'll talk all about it. All right, you guys, I'm finally getting around to doing this daily diary entry. I'm 121.9. So it popped up from 121.5. It is Monday, December 1st, by the way. Happy December. And I was 121.5 2 days in a row. I don't think I did a diary entry. And then 121.9 this morning. Hi, little guys. They were taking a nap, but they're in here quick. I'm fine with it. You know, I was expecting it to pop up. It always, pops up, pops down. I feel good. It's already the night, it's already the evening. I was so busy today. I'm doing Vlogmas, so there's that. And Mondays are just busy days for me. And I have all my, my client check-ins on Mondays. So, and it is the first check-in after Turkey Day, which takes a little more time sometimes. So I'm just throwing my hair in a ponytail. I'm gonna get my workout in, and I'm gonna do a waist measurement here in a sec. I didn't measure it yet, and I know it's already the evening, so who knows what it's gonna show, because I have food in me, all the things. But I will say, regardless, I'm at this point now with the scale, I honestly don't care what it says, because I am feeling so different. I'm gonna pop up a picture that I came across in my phone. I was like, I looked at the date. It was in June. So it was right before I started the build. I was 120 pounds. So lighter than I am now. And it just goes to show you why a recomp is so important. My body fat was definitely higher. So like this area, like under my bra strap, I'm gonna pop up the picture so you can see the difference. So, it feels good to know that things are working as they should. I am thinking this is going to be a little higher. That I've had all this water and food in me, but you guys, it's not. It's lower. Oh my God. That's insane. I'm going to do it one more time. Wow. It's 25 and a half. My waist is officially 25 and a half. I'm kind of surprised. I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, you guys. Here's what I gotta do. Gotta switch the SD card over to Vlogmas because I'm in the middle of Vlogmas, which I'm not discussing really the road to 50 over there on Vlogmas. Vlogmas is like my life, you know, BTS of empty nest life. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, head over to my Vlogmas. Is posted every day at, I think I'm going to be posting those at 10 a.m. every day until Christmas. And, you know where to go for the road to 50. Tuesdays, 9 a.m. Road to 50. We'll continue. But this is just the beginning of this episode because we got a whole week of diary entries. Let me make a goal for this week. I would like to see 120.9. So I would like to see it go under 121 this week. Then I can tick off one of those little bubbles on my planner. So that's my goal this week. We'll see if we get there. And yeah, welcome to another Road to 50. Hello, it is Tuesday, December 2nd. Finally dropped after I think 2 or 3 days kind of staying the same, but barely. 121.3 on the scale. I am going to take a shower. But I've been liking oiling my hair really good before I even shower. I'm sidetracked. I feel like I'm vlogging. I'm not vlogging. This is Road to 50. Okay. Content problems. Okay, you guys. 121.3 this morning. These last few days, I feel like, okay, Orange County is getting cold, or it could be a drop in body fat maybe. Okay, 25 and a half. So that stayed the same. I think that's what I was at last time. I definitely feel like my waist is coming in tighter right here. You can see it. Yep, 25 and a half. 25 and a half. Okay, that's what we're logging, 25 and a half. I'm actually shocked that that's 25 and a half already. I want to say that I started this journey at 26 inches. So my waist is already tighter than it was at the beginning of my build. I don't know. I wasn't measuring my waist very often, but I want to say it was like 26 or 26 and a half. When I started measuring my waist, I was already about like a month into the build, I think. And it was started at 27. So I'm happy with that. We'll see how small it can go. I think I might have made a prediction on here already, but I think I can get this down another inch. So like 24 and a half. That would be really good. That'd be like my competition waist. Wednesday, December 3rd. And we are 121.5. I can't remember if I did a weigh-in yesterday. Yesterday I was 121.9, and then the day before that I was 121.3. I don't know. I can't remember anymore because I keep having to switch between Vlogmas and... Oh my God, I just did the worst thing ever, you guys. I put I put my exfoliator on my little cotton pad. I thought I was going to exfoliate, but then I accidentally thought it was my makeup remover and started rubbing it into my eyes. Yeah, I did that. My waist popped up a little bit. 25 3/4. Tis what it is. All right, well, that's it for today's weighing. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hello. It is Friday, December 5th, and I just weighed in at 120.8. So this is a new low for me. Which I'm surprised because I ate out last night. I picked a Chinese chicken salad dressing on the side, had a bite of a cookie, and then maybe like a serving of chips and guac. So I did sensible, I still pretty much stayed within my macros, maybe went a couple hundred calories over. I probably hit 2,000 calories. But I'm always surprised to have a new low when I eat out because of extra sodium and all of that. But it's unpredictable sometimes what the body does. But let's do a waist. $25 and a half. 25 and a half. Happy with that. And I feel good this week. I think I talked about my autoimmune that I've been battling since kind of the beginning of this cut. Yep, 25 and a half. Awesome. It's getting a lot better. So I have just a slight sensitivity now, but watch out, because now I will really be able to turn up the heat with my workouts and stuff, because that's been in hindsight now, especially, I think, God, how did I do that? But it's a perfect example of what I tell you guys, when you push through on things like that and it's not as good, but you still push through, you do it anyway, your future self will thank you. This is a perfect example of that for me right now. I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't throw in the towel when I had every reason to. Because when I tell you that there were times at the beginning of this month, like the beginning of November, that my pain level was at a 10, I'm not kidding. It was bad, especially now in hindsight. I think about it. Even getting into the sheets and the sheets touching my skin was painful. I think I missed 2 workouts so far, where there was a few weeks I did only 3 workouts, but not bad at all. Anyways, so here we're at. I take pictures tomorrow. I'll weigh in again tomorrow. I have family in town, so we're going to go out to dinner again tonight. But again, I'll try to do the same thing, sashimi, protein kind of thing. Let's see. Tomorrow will be 5 weeks into this cut, and 5, 6, if we count the deload week. And yeah, we'll take pictures and we'll kind of see where everything is at. But I'm feeling really good. I feel like from here on out, we're going to be entering into uncharted territory, meaning a place that I haven't been in a long time in terms of my level of muscle and leanness at the same time. So that's exciting for me. That's what keeps me on track, because I get excited knowing that each week I'm literally unlocking a new level, and I'm done with trying to get back to where I was, kind of thing. I think you guys can understand what I'm saying. Anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Time for some pics and all of that. And all right, you guys, it is Sunday, December 7th. And man, I am really looking forward to a normal day of eating at home. I had my cousin in town, so we ate out a lot. It was a lot of entertaining, and I just prefer eating at home, to be honest. I like to know exactly what I'm eating, and I just enjoy the food. My husband always says to his clients, I always hear him say, the key to success is mastering making your favorite foods at home. God, and that is a nugget right there, because it is so true. Because we've mastered it so much that I don't enjoy eating out. It's not, I don't even feel deprived when I'm there. Like, oh, I wish I could order. I'm like, ugh, I wish I could just be at home. I love to go out for the ambiance and the people watching. Love that. But I rather just have a small plate, you know, and eat at home. Anyway, I ate out. But what I did when I ate out was I always kind of go back to, this is what I do. When on vacation or when I eat out, I try to make sure I'm getting in all my protein and I'm mindful, but I don't track. It's just, I just don't enjoy trying to track at a restaurant. I just prefer not to eat at a restaurant very often. So I probably end up even coming in less calories, to be honest, because when I track and I have calories left, I'll eat them. You know, I'll find something to eat. That's just how I am. But what I do is track protein in my head when on days I eat out, or I'll track everything leading up to the meal out. So yesterday I had fish tacos, and then at home we had Mike's Burger. I ate one meal out each day for the last 4 days. And I did okay because my weight is 120.4. So we're happy with that, but I'm happy to be eating at home where I can, you know, enjoy my food more and know exactly what I'm putting in my body. So today, it's the last day of this particular episode. And oh my goodness. Is that right? Wait, just a darn minute. It is right, you guys. Holy. My waist dropped. Just a smidge above 25. Wow. What? I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I feel like I have a lot of subcutaneous fat still right here. I feel like I've lost like visceral fat inside. Definitely I've also come down on my lower back, like right here. But anyways, you guys get real-time reaction to that. I was not expecting that. Hello, you guys. Monday, December 8th. And I was 120.2. My waist is still holding at 25. I kind of expect it to hold there for a bit. Everything is going well. I would say I averaged over this past week, maybe like 9,000 steps. Because some days I got under 8, but most days I got 10. So probably around 8 to 9. So I feel really good about that. I think it's when I come out of this cut and settle into maintenance and reverse diet, I'll have to decide on the number of steps that I want to do in maintenance. And I think that I like the 8,000 step number. It still keeps me active and not sedentary, but it's not too hard to meet. And then I will base my caloric volume off that amount of activity. So for maintenance, it'll be 3 to 4 workouts a week, and 8,000 steps is totally doable. And so I'll probably base my reverse diet what I do is you kind of decide what your activity is going to be, and then you start bumping calories up. And you do the decided upon maintenance activity, and then you bump calories up and you see where your weight stabilizes at. And then the same kind of thing, waist measurement and weight, and you kind of see where it starts to stay the same, and then that's kind of like your maintenance. I'm already starting to think about maintenance because I just can't. It'll be nice to kind of get out of that. But I still have 7 weeks left of this cut, and it's going really well. I mean, what I sought out to kind of prove in this process was that it was not an age thing that was making it harder for me to lose weight. It was just a metabolism thing. Muscle loss over the years slows your metabolism down. So doing that build to reestablish my metabolism, put some muscle back on, made all the difference. And now I can honestly tell you that this cut is very similar in the way my body's responding to the first time I ever did like a fitness cut for my bikini show. I'm like right on track with that. That was also a 12-week cut. And ironically, I started at around the same weight for that cut as well. I started at 128 pounds. And so it's very, very similar process. And I was 35 years old. So it is not an age thing. It is a what's happening thing because of age. So, muscle loss, because when you go into menopause, you lose rate of muscle very, very quickly. And then staying in low calories for too long, both of those things. So I corrected both of those things over the course of 4 months, brought my calories up and put muscle back on. So I feel really good. It was a very successful so far, and we'll see kind of where things end up. I'll show you guys where my results landed for the week, and in terms of pictures, and yeah, let me know what you think. All right, you guys, I am looking at the photos as I put them on the screen. So this week we landed at, I'll actually give you today's stats. I didn't do a video diary today, but I will give you today's stats. Today's Tuesday, December 9th. And my waist is coming in at 25 inches and my weight is 120.4. So I did pop up by 0.2 where I last left you, which I fully expected. I was surprised that it was continuing to go down. I mean, usually weight fluctuates. It definitely fluctuates more than I had seen this week. But this week it didn't really fluctuate a whole lot. It was kind of just giving me my flowers every day. So we knew I had to end with a little pop up. But my waist is coming in. So let me put up the pictures up here so you guys can see them all. First, you've got, where I was at 130.2 on the far left. And there I, had just come off of the build. I can see that I was really inflamed, a lot of water retention. I had just come up from traveling. And then the first picture next to that is 1 week of me deloading. So I didn't actually go into a calorie deficit. I kind of went into maintenance, but even that was enough to depuff me quite a bit. And then the third picture from the left, that is actually that's my first week of cutting. So where my calories are at is 16 to 1800. I regularly hit, and that's where I've remained. So in all of these pictures, my calorie intake is about the same. The only thing that's different over the past couple of weeks is my steps have been trending upward. So I was getting around 7 to 8. Now I'm getting more like 9K. I would say an average of 9K over the last couple of weeks. So as you can see, week over week, you see very, small changes. It's really difficult to see change when you just look at the previous week's photo. I always like to go back 4. So if I go back 4 and take a look at that picture, you definitely do see my waist is coming in tighter. My legs are starting to form more shape. My inner thighs have gone down. I'm definitely seeing positive changes. So what I love the most about what's happening is my waist is coming down, what that tells me is the weight that I'm losing is primarily body fat. You're always gonna lose some muscle in a calorie deficit. If someone tells you you're not going to, or they can prevent that, they're wrong, okay? You can do everything in your power by strength training, by not having a oh, sorry, I have something in my eye. The way you preserve muscle during a calorie deficit is by continuing to strength train and do as much as you can with your workouts. You want to continue to eat your protein, and you do not want to try to lose weight too rapidly. That being said, a good indicator of what if you're losing the right kind of weight is if your waist measurement is coming down. That is an indication of losing body fat. If you start losing and you have a really like a flat appearance, like you look kind of emaciated, your muscles don't look full, that could be that you're losing more muscle. You actually feel more frail, kind of skinny and soft. And I do not feel that way. So I feel really good. Even though the weight has been coming off pretty quickly, I do not feel frail. I feel very full. I feel like I'm losing weight in the right places. Now, at this pace of weight loss, if my waist was not coming down, I would be a little more cautious on slowing things down. But right now, I feel really good based on, when I started this cut, my waist was 28 inches and it's 25 inches. I've lost 3 inches off my waist in about 6 weeks. If you think about from the end of the build till now, that is significant change. What I attribute that to is the fact that I did that build. I created a safe place for my body. I really gave myself time to really reset my metabolism, adapt it upward. It had been, running on lower calories for so long. And so now it is just very hypersensitive to the lower calories and the fat is just coming off. This is why one of the reasons why you go into that period of a small caloric surplus while building. This is what it's going to entail. Had I not done that, my fat loss process, it would be much slower, and it would be fighting me more. So, although it feels longer, in the end, it makes the whole process to your goals shorter. It just feels longer because you start off with the intention of not losing body fat. You start off with the intention of actually potentially gaining weight. So that, it can be a little difficult to wrap your head around, but this is the process I do with many of my clients, and it works very, very well. I have got clients that are eating 700 calories more a day and still losing weight. We're still trying to get their calories up as high as possible, and their body is still responding by dropping body fat. So it is amazing when done correctly. It requires a good strategy, lots of data, and eyes on all those data points to know when you need to slow down, when you need to stop, when you need to adjust the levers. It can be overwhelming to do yourself. I will say that, which is why there are people like me who coach people through this process. If you're interested in working with me on a strategy like this, like mine, or us, it may not be exactly mine, but we would create a strategy that would work for you, and you put your trust in me in working through that, then make sure, check out the link down in the description and apply for coaching and see if, we would be a fit to work together. I would love to help you through this process. I love it. I do it full time. This is my job. And I help clients with this process every day. And now I'm just putting myself through my own process. So basically, as you can see, where we left off was, I think I was 120. I'm not sure where I left off, but in this picture, I'm 120.2 and waist is 25 inches. I think that we left off somewhere around 121 point. Basically, I've lost about 1.7 pounds this week. So like I said, kind of a little faster than I would have expected, but I'm attributing that to just my metabolism being in a really good spot, and that by putting on that extra muscle that I did during the build phase, it also increased my metabolism, increased the number of calories I burn at rest, and that's all going to contribute to a faster, more effective fat loss process. So as you can see by the pictures, it's like nothing, it doesn't look like that extreme or anything right now, but you can definitely see week over week that the change is happening. Obviously the weight's coming down, the waist measurement's coming down, the body fat in general, my muscles are staying really full. Now, let's get into what to expect during a calorie deficit. So what I've done is I target about 1,800 calories. So what I do is 2 700 calorie meals a day, and then I leave 200 for a morning snack, 200 for a nighttime snack. So that is the 1,800 calories. And then I target 120 grams of protein or more. That is what I'm doing my entire cut phase. I have not changed that. So I make it really easy on myself because I can just rotate in and out any high protein meal that I love that is around 700 calories and enough protein to satisfy my protein goal. My meals are usually about 40 to 50 grams of protein each, and then my snacks will also contain protein. So that makes my tracking very easy. And then sometimes what happens is if I eat one of those 700 calorie dinners a little late, I'm not hungry for my snack. So that's why some days my calories come in at 1600, because that 200 calorie like nighttime snack I'm not having every single day. Or maybe I'm just having popcorn and I'm only having 100 calories. So maybe some days are 1700 calories, but I make it really easy on myself. It's already harder because I was used to eating 23, 24, 2600 calories for so long that I get hungry, and sometimes I miss those higher calorie days, and sometimes I have to put myself to bed hungry. Sometimes I'm craving things that don't have a lot of protein and I can't have them because I don't have enough calories to then satisfy my protein goal. But it is what it is. I've committed to a 12-week cut. I will give my 100%, and then I will come out of the cut. And so when I'm hungry or when I'm having cravings, I think this is just temporary. I have a mission, I have a goal, I'm sticking to it so that I can not be in this forever cut. It is temporary, it is almost over. So the time goes by fast. I'm already 5 weeks in, 7 weeks to go. Am I perfect all the time? No. So this particular week that I just came off of, I ate out 3 times. Do I think I stayed within my calories? I still think I stayed within my calories based on my choices, but I don't know exactly. I may have even come in under on my calories, because when you're not tracking and you're being careful, sometimes maybe you come in a little less. Those weeks are not ideal, and hopefully I will not have many more like that for the rest of my cut. I just prefer to know exactly what I'm eating, to know the exact data. So when you are on your cut, minimize those as much as possible, but don't use those as a license to go off track. I still did not go off track. So for me, when I need to eat out and I want to make sure I stay on track, I still do everything the same. My morning snack, I don't try to save calories for the meal out. I do my morning snack. I do my 700 calorie meal 1. Meal 2, I've got 700 calories for. If I end up having a little higher, then so be it. But I will try to eyeball it and stay within the 700 calories. Typically, I will make sure my meal is protein centric, and I will do some sort of a protein appetizer, a shrimp cocktail, some sort of raw bar type thing. Or I will have a salad, add grilled shrimp, add grilled chicken, dressing on the side so I can monitor dressing. That is what I stick to as my go-tos when I'm eating out. If I'm at a Mexican restaurant, I stick with ceviche or tacos. Maybe I'll do a couple tacos, but I'll only eat a couple of the corn tortilla shells. I will allow myself chips and salsa, but I will think to myself, I'm gonna have a serving of chips, about 7 chips, 150 calories. I just tabulate it in my head. I don't try to track my meals out. I just go, I know I've got 900 calories to work with because I've got my dinner and my snack for this meal. So let's try to keep it within that. That's what I do. And obviously I feel like I did pretty good because I still had great progress this week doing that. But again, I'd be lying to you if I say I have any days where I completely just throw in the towel. That's just not my personality. When I'm committed to something, I'm committed to it, and I'm not gonna eat like an asshole. I'm just not, because my mindset is eye on the prize, this is temporary, and then I'm coming out of it. So something to think about when you go into your calorie deficit and when you're in your calorie deficit. How committed are you? Are you willing to make sacrifices? Are you willing to feel left out? Say no to invitations sometimes to places that you're not going to be conducive to this calorie deficit. It is a temporary. If you are going to go out, can you make good decisions and stay within your calorie limit? Can you still hit your protein goal? And then if you do veer off, then just reset immediately with your next meal. Reset immediately, but keep that to a minimum, because otherwise you're going to skew this whole process. You need to be 100% committed. That is why when I'm working with clients on their build, I'm kind of like, you know what, enjoy it. If you're gonna go to Disneyland, enjoy Disneyland. You're on a build phase where you've got calories to work with, enjoy it. But when you come into the calorie deficit, I'm gonna expect you to lock in. And that is Obviously, you don't have to be perfect. I wasn't perfect this week, but I do expect commitment. So if you are gonna tap on that button to apply with me, I want you to think about that. Are you ready to commit to this process? Are you ready to enjoy the build and not freak out if your weight pops up? Mine came up 10 pounds. My waist came up a couple inches during that process, and I was okay with it. I enjoyed it. So be prepared to enjoy that process, but be prepared to lock in when it comes time for your deficit. And with that said, that's where I'm at, you guys. I'm happy with the progress. I think about these pictures on the screen as a paper towel roll, and each week I'm unrolling one paper towel. I'm only 5 weeks in. I have 7 weeks to go. And you guys, if you've never watched someone on this process, I can honestly tell you the next 7 weeks is where the real magic is gonna happen. It's where you really start to reveal all of that muscle and that tone that you're looking for. It's there. It's just hidden under some body fat, and most people just never get to the point where they reveal it. So I'm showing you what this process is like so that you can set these goals for yourself too, because age is just a number. It's totally possible regardless of my age. I can tell you this, I wanna leave you with this one thing. I did this process all the way through one time before. I was 35 years old. I remember it very well. I'm actually having way more balance this time around in terms of my food choices and the things that I eat, but the fat loss is happening just as good, if not better, than it did when I was 35. So it is not an age thing, it is a strategy thing. I want you to remember that. Don't worry about your age or hormones or any of that. Worry about executing the right strategy, and you can do this too. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in next week's episode.